Hi guys, I'm going to do a tutorial today showing you how to make your car stand out in Lightroom. So the first thing you want to do is import your picture. As you can see, I've got mine here, and this is just like a raw photo. I haven't done anything to it yet. I would bring this into Photoshop afterwards to clear some things up, like maybe get rid of the taxi and the car in the background, but I'm just going to be focusing on the actual car today. So looking at this photo, I can see that the wheels need to stand out a little bit more, so I'm just going to go focus on those. So if you press K or click this brush over here, you can start painting over the car. And what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of clarity, just to make it stand out a little more. So I'll do about 30 clarity, and as you can see, it just brings out all the little details a little bit more, but you never really want to go overboard on clarity. Okay, I'm going to paint over the tyres now, and as you can see, they're a tiny bit blue because the temperature I shot this picture at wasn't right. So what I'm going to do is put the temperature up to about 6, and that should cancel out a few of the blues. Okay, and now I'll do the back tyre as well. Looking at the front of the car, I can see there's quite a few sharp edges, so I'm probably going to do the same thing just to emphasize them and bring them out a little bit more. So I'll just paint over all of this black panel and add some clarity. As you can see, it just brings it out quite a lot more, and maybe up the shadows a little bit, not too much, and put the temperature to 6 to cancel out the blues rather than desaturate. So as you can see, that makes them stand out quite a bit more, and you can also do the same on this back panel here. Now the main focus of this photo is obviously the gold car, and it doesn't look too good right now. I mean, you can tell the car is gold, but it doesn't really stand out and it doesn't really look too shiny because the settings I used to take this photo weren't the best. So what I'm going to do is just paint over all of the gold and add some more clarity. What clarity does, it sort of adds a bit of contrast and just makes everything a little bit more shiny. As you can see on the before, it's quite dull, but the after, there's a bit more contrast and it just makes everything look quite a lot better. You can press O on your keyboard and it will bring up the overlay to show you where you've already painted, which is pretty handy. So I'm just going to paint over all of the car. Okay, so once you've painted over all of the car, you can see it does stand out just a little bit more. It looks more like a gold shiny colour now. So just to make that pop a little bit more, I'm going to add some more temperature. So I'll just say 9 and see how that sees, and it should go a little bit more gold. And also saturation, as this will bring out the yellows within the car. Say 20, because you don't want to add too much. And there's the before, there's the after. It also makes the photo look quite a bit more artistic as well, rather than just 2D and flat like that does. This makes it pop just a little bit more. If any of you have ever taken a picture of Aventadors in the past, you'll notice they have like this really nice polarization in the side windows. And what I like to do sometimes is just add some clarity on there to make the details stand out a bit more, and then up the saturation just by a little bit to bring out the blues, and then that gives quite a nice effect on the side. And then also add clarity on the front, just to make some contrast on the black. Although the calipers are quite a bright colour, you can bring them out just a little more by using some saturation. Also highlights on light colours makes them stand out a lot more, and shadows too, as they're in an area where there's quite a lot of shadows. So if you bring them up, the yellow will get quite a lot brighter. And I'll just paint that over the other parts of the caliper now, and don't forget the back ones. So there's the before and there's the after. and all I have really done is just added clarity. But what a lot of people do, they go overboard and they'll up the clarity on the whole picture, and it just looks very harsh, like it looks very structured. So I usually avoid doing that, and I just paint the clarity on the actual car and then focus on the background later. And just to bring your attention to the car a little bit more, you can add a gradient filter at the bottom. Just drag it down and make sure it covers the bottom, and bring down the exposure as it just draws your eyes into the car a little bit more. I know quite a lot of people do this, but it's actually a really nice effect. So yeah, it's pretty simple to do. Obviously your pictures will be quite different to mine, but one thing you really want to do is just bring out the saturation in the car and just focus on the small details. Never just add clarity for the whole picture or vibrance to the whole picture, as it just makes it look really over edited. So one tip I can give you is just to focus on the car itself and focus on the rest later. So I'll include a little before and after at the end of the edited shot that I done the other day, where I went into Photoshop and removed a few things after, and I hope this tutorial helped you. And as usual, if you have any questions, just leave a comment and I'll get back to you.